So I gotta be honest, at first I didn't really give SteelSeries a big chance to impress me because the first headphones that I bought from them were the Arctis One wireless headphones, and these headphones pretty much disappointed me in every way: sound, comfort, and build quality. And I kind of just steered away from SteelSeries altogether just because of this. Like, this headset is just like, don't buy that headset. I do not recommend that headset whatsoever. Now, that kept me away from SteelSeries for a long time as far as wireless gaming headsets go, or just any type of accessories in general, just because I didn't like that. Up until recently, when I bought these. Now, these are the Arctis 7 wireless headphones, and these pretty much, in my opinion, are the best headphones you can get for the price. Price to performance ratio, everything about this headset is a definite must. Now, they are about $130 right now. I have them linked down below if you want to check them out, but let's go ahead and talk about the main two things I like to talk about with any headset, and that is sound and comfort. And starting with comfort, every pair of headphones that I ever own ever again, I want them to have this little like they call it ski goggles, like wrap or whatever, but this is like the most comfortable thing I've ever had on any pair of headphones. And I gotta say that right now it's pretty much beating the traditional metal rail design or plastic rail where you can extend it. Now, I have seen a few reviews where people say that it doesn't fit larger heads, and I don't think I have a larger head, but I think it's a pretty decent size. Like, I think it could fit a pretty decent sized head before it becomes an issue. If you have these and you find them uncomfortable, just let me know in the comment section down below what the situation is, so I can get a better understanding of why people would complain about the comfort on these headphones. Another thing that's really nice is the cushions. Another thing I really hated on the Arctis Ones, and these cushions are much thicker and they're much more comfortable than the ones on the Arctis Ones. And a lot of other headsets that I've tried, they're made of like this cloth material that's perforated, and it's got like this foam underneath that. But the best thing about it, and a thing I complain about with a lot of gaming headphones, is if your ear touches the plastic part where the drivers are, it really starts to irritate you after a certain amount of time, especially on those Arctis Ones. About an hour of game time in the top of my ear would have this really, really hard like pain in the top of my ears on both sides, and I just couldn't use it for a long period of time. And that got really annoying along with the other things that were wrong with that headset. This headset does not have that issue at all. And so these actually dethroned my favorite gaming headphones, the GSP 370s, in not just comfort, but also in sound. With the GSP 370s, the main focus and a big selling point for me was the high end and the clarity, which made it and the positional audio, which made it very easy to play the type of games that I play, which are first-person shooters, competitive games like Apex Legends, Call of Duty, Valorant, anything you can think of that has a gun and it's first person, I'm playing it. And that was a big selling point to me. They were very good in that regard. But I would have to say these are the most balanced wireless gaming headphones that I've ever owned to date. And I would say that's a key feature that's a key point in everything to do with these headphones is balance. I don't have muddy or distorted bass, and I don't have high or tinny highs that are too loud or unbearable or distorted. Everything pretty much fits into its specific category, and I haven't even played with the EQ much at all. The only thing I've pretty much done in the SteelSeries software is turn on 7.1 surround, and that is essential if you're a person like me who likes to have a great positional audio to be able to tell if somebody's below you, behind you, beside you, reloading in whatever direction they may be shooting in. That is a big thing, but that's the only thing I've pretty much played around with, and the positional audio on these is great, even comparable to the GSP 370s, which I feel have the best positional audio. And that same trend continues with different things you may try to do with these headphones. I feel like you could use these headphones for in-game if you like the positional audio or just overall sound profiles. And if you wanted to hop over and play some music, they sound absolutely great. The bass isn't distorted, and you can also increase the bass, and you can change these things within the EQ, but just going with the EQ that it comes with works perfectly fine. But if you do want to change those settings, they are there for you to use. So you could pretty much use this for gaming, music, or even if you work, you can use it for that, which I also use it for working as well. And I have had no problem so far with hearing people or with people hearing me. And that's the next thing I wanted to go into is the microphone. And I really don't like to speak too much on the mic quality. I pretty much kind of let it speak for itself. So this is an example of what your party members are probably hearing, or if you're working from home, what the person on the other end of the call may be hearing from you. In my personal opinion, it sounds pretty decent. It doesn't sound bad at all, especially for the price.
I'm not the best judge on mics though because I'm usually not the person that's hearing it and judging it so much. As long as I can hear you, it's not really an issue. But you guys let me know down below if it sounds good or if it sounds terrible. I haven't really gotten any complaints so far, but you guys let me know what you think.
So talking a little bit more about the mic, I really like the fact that you can just tuck this thing in and hide it. For me personally, if I'm not in a party with friends, I don't really talk too much on the mic. Like if I'm playing games solo, I kind of leave it in the mute position. Now, one thing I don't like is the fact that this mute button is so tiny and it's all the way up here. It's a little bit weird to me. It just seems like it's a little bit inconvenient when you are reaching for it. It doesn't seem like it's in the easiest place or big enough to reach that button. But it's not really a deal breaker. It's just one of those things that you think about because it does annoy you from time to time. I honestly just prefer a flip up mic, or I would have really liked if they had come up with a way that it could detect once you pushed it all the way in and muted the mic that way. That would have been really nice and a welcome alternative to the small button on the back of the headset. I did see on the newer versions, I think it was the Arctis Pro wireless or maybe the Arctis Pro wired version, where that button on the back is a lot bigger. And one of my favorite things on any gaming headset that I wanted to talk about is a game to voice chat mixer. It's absolutely a must-have on any gaming headset. I've kind of settled for not having it in the past. You know, when you have sound quality over certain features, you can take it, but I would really like always to have both the game to voice chat mixer and great audio. But I just really hadn't found a headset that could suit my like sound needs and also give me all the features I wanted until now. And that's one of the main reasons I call this such a balanced headset, because it does so many of the things I like, all wrapped up into a really good price. And for anybody who doesn't know what the game voice chat mixer is, it's basically a little knob on the back of the headset that lets you give more volume to whichever one you want to hear more. So if you want to hear the voice chat more, you just slide it down towards the voice chat icon, and if you wanted the game more, you just slide it up towards the gaming icon, which can come in very handy and always comes in handy for me. I personally like to tweak it to say sometimes you're playing a game, and like me, I play a lot of competitive games. There are a lot of times where you want to talk to your teammates and kind of assess the situation and, you know, be able to communicate, but there are certain times where you need to be able to hear very well for yourself. And if your teammates are talking in the background, you could just turn them down just a little bit more to be more aware of your surroundings in game. That's very convenient and very nice. It's a feature that I love to have. And on the other side of that knob, you also have a master volume knob for the headset. It doesn't change your PC volume. It's kind of just like the built-in volume on the headset, which I find nice. I don't really like the knob on the headset to control the PC volume just because I'm always switching audio devices and I have to change that every time I switch to a different audio device. And one thing I really don't like is micro USB, but because this thing does so many other things very well, I will let it slide today on the micro USB. I did have to add another cable to my desk to accommodate that, but it's one of those things where you got to be like, I mean, it's not really in that many headsets as of now, that many gaming headsets anyway, that are wireless that have USB Type-C, and I feel like a lot of these headphones were made before. It's really becoming like a standard in gaming headphones, and just every other device that needs to be plugged in via USB Type-C is just becoming more common, so I'll give it a pass today. Talking about that micro USB cable, let's talk about battery life. So I want to say charge time for me is around an hour to completely charge the headset. I usually plug it into the wall just so it charges faster instead of the PC. They rate these at about 24 hours of battery life, and I would say that's pretty accurate because I'm usually charging these between every 3 to 4 days, depending on how much I use the headset and how much time I actually spend using it wireless. Because when I'm working, I actually plug it in to use it just so it doesn't die. It isn't by any means the best battery life on the market. If you're looking for that, check out my GSP 370 video. They have about 100 hours of battery life, but 24 hours is plenty. You're definitely never gonna have an issue where you've used it for a day or two and you need to charge it in the middle of a gaming session. That's never happened to me. Like I said, I usually end up charging this thing about twice a week. That pretty much suits my needs. I would assume like if you're a streamer or something, you would probably have to plug this in every day if you're using it wirelessly. But other than that, battery life should be fine for the typical gamer. So for $130, you're pretty much getting a headset that has pretty much the best of everything. I've had $200 headsets that don't check as many boxes as this headset does, and that's honestly unacceptable. I urge anybody who's looking for a headset in this price range to test these out. And if you bought them before and you ended up returning them or you didn't like them, comment down below and let me know exactly what was a turn off for you, what really made you not like these headphones. And that is the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. If you have any questions, make sure you comment those down below. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy.